Look, it's already improving. I got the headphones. I said I would get the headphones. Alright, let me just clear up my clutter a little bit more. Pre-stream stuff. Obviously, should have done that already. Delicious. Hey, if you haven't already, got the new Up+Out. What do I call it? Oh. Respite for some, work for others. Respite for some. Really, it's respite for one, work for others. But I won't spoil it beyond that. Dust on here. I also fixed this thingamajig. Whoops. So look. Oh, look at that. It'll do it without me even asking. It's all fixed now. Oh, zoom to fit. That's interesting. Alright, so what are we going to do? You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to figure out what even the point of today's stream was. I'm making the coins. We have the Setoko Mave Trabion at this point. So I don't need to worry about that exactly. Do we just churn out some words here? Because we got all these words that we got to do eventually. Supposedly, eventually, initially, supposedly, allegedly. Oh, hey, wait. We got neh, didn't we? We got neh last week. Yeah, there it is. It's up here. I put it up here. There it is. Right there. Neh. Alright, let's get that all officialized. Get that all officialized. Oh, great. I put it there. I just didn't see it. But now that we have better motor control, I should be able to do it better. Oh, I don't want the wet, oily blender. As delicious as that sounds, it's not what I'm looking for. Look at these. Look at these fine motor skills that this pin will now pick up. This is the ideal way. Obviously, this is now working at an ideal basis. Whoops, those are bad fingers, aren't they? Those are also bad fingers, but I'm not worried enough about it at this point. I need to stop coughing into the mic, huh? That looks so much better to me. I mean, the fingers could obviously use some work, but you know, with time. You're welcome. I muted it that time. Just got a little tickle in my throat. Just got a little tickle in my throat. All right, let's try to do this better. And you know, for some of these, we could probably even go in and actually use that SVG editor from the last episode and get super official versions, as in replicable versions, as in ones that don't rely on my admittedly and possibly proudly abysmal. Oh wait, nope. Remember the rule: no curves, or very few curves at the very least. And yes, you can obviously. Hold on. Am I not going? No, we're going. Saying that my bit rate is low. 0% drop frames, so I'm not worried about it. Is there like some things I could close down? I could close down this. Oh. Yeah. This is the music program. I gotta work on those at some point, but that's not for streaming. Music's not for streaming. Let's go ahead. I forgot to... Okay, yeah, we're streaming fine. We're streaming fine. Although I do have a little bit of streamception. There we go. That's better. Anything else that we can remove? That needs to stay on. That needs to stay on. That needs to stay on. That should stay. Okay, no, we should be fine. We're moving. We're moving right along. Let me go here real quick. I want to make sure that... let me bump the gain in the mic a little. There we go. Now I think I should be nice and audible. More than anything else. Nice and audible. Alright. So. Oops. And that line underneath is supposedly going to be how you make it Nahar, right? Covered that last one. If the 0% of viewers that I have any questions, just pop them in there and we'll review as needed, but I don't want to repeat myself every single time. If you have any questions, I suggest you go back and take a look at the previous one, because this is obviously a cumulative process here. So maybe I do just... No. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to be generative, not refining in this one. Like Ankh for Torbit Onkish. Onkish, excuse me. Torbit Onkish. The Torbit Onkish. Where do I want to do this? Go down here. Torbit Onkish. The bad guys, the bad Ungol of the Great Schism. The ones who sided with... what's her name? Hold on, I can find it real quick. That's in like chapter 8 of part 1 or something. Hold on. Secreting, Sundering, and Schism. What's her name? Folag Itar. Folag Itar. Maybe do Folag Itar. I could just go back through what we have. Like Rukorakgil. We got a little town called Rukorakgil. Meaning... This means Fang. And this means, well, Ru is going to be the fire base. So it's like fire thing, right? So it's like Flaming Fang, essentially? No. It might actually be closer to like Cinder Fang. That's a cool name, isn't it? That's a cool name. Because it's not fire itself, because as we covered in the last episode, a core ending is going to make it an item of trade, or sort of like an actualized item. So, Ru core, otherwise Ru would be the base, which is fire. But the Ru core puts one of these terrible octagons around it. Makes it a whole different thing. So Ru core is going to be an item of fire, which we will then consider an ember. And then we probably call this fangs. So why do you think that this place got the name it did? I don't know. Who's to say? But isn't that one fun? And then Torbit Onkish. Onkish means dishonorable over here. I know that. Whoop, bloop, bloop, bloop. My writing is so great. Now, what does Torbit mean again? I came up with the name Torbit Onkish before I came up with what it meant. There it is. Malformed. Torbit is malformed. Malformed. So, if we're going deep lore here, Tyrol is a common term from Shauron that means corrupted, right? And the Tyrol are those gribbly little bits. Shaw Tyrol from episode 7. Most Tyrol from episode 4. Yeah, the most Tyrol ambush that had occurred. The most Tyrol ambush that had occurred. Those are both subsections of the Tyrol, obviously. Just checking up on that, making sure it's still good. And you know, if you like what you see here for whatever reason, go ahead and check out our new episode, episode 8. What? Interesting. Down here in the corner, chilling in the corner. No, not the heart. I should remove this from the playlist. I don't want to hear it right now. Get out of here. Harpsichord. There's no dynamic possibilities with a harpsichord. Tyrol. Tyrol meaning corrupted, but so if you take the word Tyrol, right, and you take the meaning of it corrupted, and everything that was corrupted is corrupted. Duh. What? That's not even a sentence that's worth saying. But Torbit doesn't really sound like Tyrol, but I think these meanings would be semantically linked in the mind of the Ungol. Because they wouldn't spell Tyrol like this. Because the word Tyrol wouldn't exist in the capacity of Tyral until relatively recently, when they actually invented the alphabet. Well, they adopted the alphabet from the Kiss Town when they came over, so it's using their alphabet. But Tyrol and Torbit, I think that what I'm saying is I think the Ungol would call the Tyrol the Torbit because of what they are. The Ung-Tyrol specifically is the most malformed version of the Tyrol, because the Ung-Tyrol are the tallest of the Tyrol, if my memory serves. But the Ungol are obviously not the tallest of the mortal races. The Shauron and the Nibeljash are both on average, quite a lot taller than are the Ungol, being reskinned dwarves, obviously. So I think there is a semantic relationship between Torbit and Tyrol, and that's why when the Ungol rebel after the peace accords following the Great Schism, something that's did I come up with an official name for those? I must have, right? I make up names for all sorts of things. Maybe it's The ends emitted echoes. Let's see here. I'm looking at my not my transcript. My, what you call manuscript. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. The, 444 page manuscript I've got here. Just way too many words. Way too many words. I don't think I came up with the name of that. Well, I'm not going to do that because that is outside the scope of what we're doing here. But that brings us to the question of... Oh, whoops. I just realized that says Anish, not Ankish. Important distinction. Gotta get the other I in there. There. Torbit Ankish. Ankish. Torbit Ankish. I could say it's ah. I like the double A as ah rather than ah, because that makes things sound. It's more so instead of mavi, it's mavi. Instead of trab, it's chob. Instead of tab, it's tob. And then tabe, tay, and ah. Got those, but then it sounds kind of like an O, whatever. I like it sound better that way. Rugorakyo. Torbit Ankish. We got the Setokumave Trabeon. The question is, do I want to come up with a couple names for the coins? Because if you go back to our previous live, the whole point of me coming up with the Setokumave Trabeon is to make the coins. If I'm making the coins, I mean, that's already quite a bit to put on there, to be honest. How am I going to fit that onto a little coin? I mean, the way that the coins are going to look is that they're going to be like my least favorite thing that I do, my octagons. But they're, instead of vertical, they're horizontal. Right? So they're like this, and then they'll have lines in them for their denomination. Let's do this instead. Whoop, not that. Not that. I don't want to decrease the size. Bigger. So it'd be like, nope. That's terrible. That'd be the smallest denomination, followed by the next one up. Oh golly. There we are. Which is gonna be something like, so this is what? A drone. Nick. A trill. A chord. And then in between here, there's the step. And it's going to go 1, and then 2, and then the step. Would be like this. And then the trill. It's gonna be beep, beep. It looks like kind of like a mad guy. And these, these will be better, obviously. And then the chord, the highest value coin in circulation. So it's the most complicated, obviously. I think that makes sense. But the way that I have it right now is that these are actually pass-throughs in the coin. So these are actually a lack of material in them. Well, not a lack of material, but it's not actually coming through. There we go. Doesn't like when I don't have the stream up. I'm going to go ahead and erase this because this is in the way of all my coinage. So the question then becomes, where do you put your Setokomave Trabillon if this is what the coins are going to look like on their faces? I could just do bumps, like, you know, an actual relief, like an like a dime. Like this dime, it's got a relief on it. I could do that pretty easily. Obviously. I mean, they've been doing coins like that for... I don't know the first one. I mean, there's BC. I don't know how far back stamped coinage goes. But I wanted these to be a little different, a little special, you know what I mean? A little bit special. So do I just make, but then if I do that and I put it on the edges, that's technologically a very difficult thing to do, but you could see it as an anti-forgery mechanism, first of all. Second of all, you could see it as a way to dissuade people from shaving down your coins of the precious metals. Now, I think there would be, I know there would be a lot of actual forgery safeguards against the shaving down of coins. Because if you didn't know this, part of the reason why there are ridges on coins is to show that the coin is of the denoted value that it states, right? The edges of the coin, if they are still there, means that your coin hasn't been ground down from the actual minted amount. Back when coins used to actually be made out of precious metals. So, you know, a quarter is supposed to be a certain weight of... I mean, there were silver quarters. No, there's silver dollars. Anyway, dollars, bullions, cougarans, if you want to be modern about it. But to put this much detail onto the side of a coin is a very small area. I mean, they won't be this small. The coins won't actually be this small, obviously. Not obviously, but intentionally they won't be this small. Maybe I just make them of a size big enough that it makes sense that they can put these onto the side. I can't have each coin be hand etched because that's prohibitively labor intensive for the coins themselves. And even if you're even if you have one person, even if you have an army of people dedicated to hand etching these symbols into the sides of coins, if you're trying to mint, you know, millions of coins to put into circulation, which I guess technically you wouldn't want to do because that would cause rampant inflation. But that would certainly be against the interests of the Ungol and the Setokomave Trabillon. So they wouldn't want to be doing that all of the time. Maybe you do have them hand etched, and it's sort of like the second edition coins have this hand etching because they're doing such a moderate increase in the monetary supply that they can spend the time to do that as a sort of inherent hedge, not a hedge, an inherent an inherent sense of friction against creating too much coinage. That's what I'm talking about. An inherent break on what you are doing when you're making that many coins. So, all right. I want to clean this up some, but I also want to be able to like carry stuff over here. Sorry, I'm thinking about my layout now, and that's totally an unnecessary thing to do at the moment. So, I mean, I guess we could do like a future stream where I'm actually modeling these coins, because we could start on that right now, and you could just pull up my Blender and get started on some stinking coins. You know, look at this. There's a coin. Wow. Let's get started. Maybe do this instead for a little bit. I'm not the most adept at modeling in this, but I know that I'm going to want not a square, a cube, but a sphere. Which is going to be mesh, and then sphere, a cylinder. That's what I meant to say. And then go to my add cylinder, take this down to 8. I don't want the points on edge, because this would be, that's what I'm looking for right there. So what is it? If it's that, it's 90 degrees. If it's 4, which means that it's 45. If it's 8, right? So if I turn this 45 degrees on the Z, it's gonna straighten up for me. It didn't do anything. Oh, is that too many? All right, then. There we go. Perfect. All right, and then we can stretch it a little bit. Now, obviously, this is way too big for a coin, because like this is like a roll of coins, and they aren't perfect octagons either. So let's go in here. Let's grab that, move it on the Y by like, what, 0.5? Oops, wrong way. Negative 0.5. On the Y, you dingus. Too far. 0.25. Okay. Grab the other side. Grab that. Move that. 0.25 on the Y. Alright, what do we got now? I like that. That's the coin shape I'm looking for. Okay. Now we can select face. Select that face. Move it on the Z. Oh, I should have done this already. Move it down -1. So now it's at 0. So the question is, how thick do we want? So I need to think about the size that I actually want these coins, right? If we're doing this. So I got a ruler here. I got a dime. I want to be bigger. Oh, wait. I measured a quarter. And I think I just decided that I wanted them to be, I don't know, an inch feels too, for the width of it, I think an inch is too small. I like an 1.5 inches. Like that's a pretty beefy coin though. Let's mock it out. Hold on, I got some paper here. Arts and crafts included. I'll hold it up in a second. So let's see, we could do it like that far. And then make this. It's like what? If it's going to be a total of that, then we can move in 1/4 inch from each. That's probably not far enough for. Yeah, it needs to be further than that. 3/8 of an inch. I think that's a fine size for that. If it's 1.5 inches. Oh, that's on. What? What did I do? Oh, it's 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches looks good. That's a coin size. That's the size of a coin. 1.25 it is. Let me make a note of that. We're going to make a note of it on this boy. What is that? Command prompt. Oh, that's Blender. Why is that a command prompt image? All right. Let's put it here. There we go. Now that I know what we're doing. Okay, so if it's going to be 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches wide, it can be probably 1/4 inch tall. And that'd be a nice, like, hefty chunk of metal, but I think it's certainly reasonable. Now, I do need to see where I actually am concerning these points out here. It's like, where is this point? This point is at 0.8 meters. All right. Let's change my preferences here. Default. What are my preferences? Are there? Like I said, I am no Blender expert. For system, no, for interface. Where are you gonna find that? I probably should just like search for it. Navigation. Stop that. Quit moving around, paper. Quit moving, paper. Do I just convert it to metric? I don't want to do it in metric. That makes it like what? Just over 3 centimeters? Like, I guess we could call it like 3.5 centimeters. Gross. I feel gross doing that. I don't want to. It's 1.25 inches. America. I will not yield to your base 10 measurement systems in this instance. I want my water to boil at 212 degrees. Your French Enlightenment metric system can't overwhelm me this day. I guess I can't convert it. And that's a mark against Blender if I can. I probably can. I'm just not finding it. Oh, in fact, hold on. So many options. Alright, can I like right click? Can I transfer? I feel like it should be in system and say like memory and limits and like measurement units. My units of measure. Alright, fine. I'll search for it. Fine. No, not pinch. I want to make it in inches. It's not going to let me. I don't think it's going to let me at all. I don't think it's... Yeah. I ain't going to do it. All right. Well, then we'll take the 1.25 inches, multiply it. Well, just use it 1.25 inches. There we go. 1.25 inches, aka if we're going to be 1.25 inches, I'm actually going to 1.25 inches. 1.25 divided by 2 ish. It's been a while since I took a math class. 1.25. Oh, what? That doesn't help me. Equals. It's going to be something 25 as well. 6.25. No, yes. Yeah, 0.625. All right. Okay. All right. 0.625, eh? I probably should really do this in centimeters if we're going to be 3D printing them, because I don't think that they're going to have as Qu'est-ce que c'est? I'm missing a window here. Hold on. Where's my chat window? Oh, there it is. I mean, there's no one in it, but we're still gonna do it. All right. Back to the matter at hand. 0.625 would be where I want this. But, you know, what we'll do is we'll just scale it up by 2 to make the numbers easier. So 1.25, 2.5. We could just go even higher. Let's just go up to 5. Right? That makes sense. 1.25 goes into 2.5, goes into 5. So why not just make it 10? So why not just make it 1? All the way around we go. What I'm saying is we're going to start over. Just delete it all. We're going to start over and do the proper sized cylinder. It's going to be 8. The radius is going to be 1.25. And we're going to rotate it by on the Z by 45 divided by 2 because that'll do math for me. Radius, not diameter, but radius. So if we take this and actually make it a 1, then I should be able to grab the vertices here and move them out to 1.25 and have them be the way that I want them to be. Wait, what? It's on point. Oh, right. Well, that's not right. Why is that there? Your radius is making it very strange, sir. Because... Okay, well, we're going to do this manually because it doesn't want to cooperate with me. For whatever reason. What? Wait, did we? No. Whoops. Okay. Now, why? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make this way easier on me. We'll extrude out from this base. Oh. Ugh. Is that what was going on? I was in edit mode, not object mode. Lame. Lame. We'll get there eventually, maybe. Alright. That looks much better. It was somehow doing everything relative to other things. This is not much lore, is it? I shouldn't do this while on stream. I don't think this is interesting for anybody. If there was an audience in here asking me questions I could extrapolate upon, if I could expound upon while modeling coins, then that could be interesting. But just watching me fiddle around like an absolute noob in Blender is probably not particularly entertaining for anybody. There we go. Get me to global. Stop with that local nonsense. I only want it on global. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna put that down. That's inhibiting me. And that's also not what I want to do with these, obviously. Alright. Okay. So let's get back in here. Why is it making my cylinder? I want its radius to act. Oh, that's what it's doing. It's putting the 1 on the points rather than on the flats, which is not how I want it to be calculated, but I think I don't have quite a say in that matter. You know, which I do have it on. I could do it on. Well, no, it can't be a rectangle if it has 8 sides. You dummy. Can't be a rectangle if it's got 8 sides. Alright, but that answers my question, and I will just deal with the reality that I've been dealt in this instance. Alright. Good deal. You know, we're just gonna do this. Boom. Change your perspective on it. Alright. No, that's wrong. Hold on. Well, how did I... Where's my mock-up? Here's my mock-up. I did it down to 3/4. So I actually did shrink it by half on the edges. So that would mean that I need my radius not to be... If it's at 5, that means it's going to go up to 10 in the end. Skeptical. I'm skeptical of that idea. But we'll deal with it. It's doing averages. Where are you? You're at 0.46194. And I want you to get up to 10, which is going to be 5.3. That is such a terrible number to be, guy. Such a terrible number. Okay, fine. What I like about Blender is that it will do the math for me. Minus -10 minus that. Oh, won't do that much math though. Bah humbug. Then we'll just do the math on a calculator. Doy. Yeah. Just don't need the negative. That's already way too big, I can tell. Why am I going crazy here? Why am I going crazy? It's 1.5 inches there. 3/4 of an inch here. 3/4 of an inch is half of 1.25 inches. Because that's, no it's not. It's 3/4 to 5/4. Ugh. Silly math, man. So, that's gonna make everything way worse, is what I'm saying. 0.75 to 0.125. I think we just go back down to that scale. Again, is this interesting for anybody? I don't think so. Let's get out of edit mode. We're eventually going to get this right. Now, no one will watch us do it. I should really stop doing this. This is something I can do during my normal work day when I'm not doing my normal work. Because I have time in between my normal work that is actual, like, downtime, okay? I'm not stealing from the company for which I work. Get all my work done as needed. But this is not something that I need to be doing today. This is all supposed to be lore goblin, not coin modeling, which is a very, very slanty rhyme. Torbit. Torbit is an interesting word, meaning malformed. How would one denote being malformed in a symbol-based language? I don't believe I have the initial word that this would be referent to. Onkish is probably a closer one. Because Onk is just honor, and I could probably come up with something for honor pretty easily. We just need to think about it a little bit. I think it could possibly be honor. So it's going to be about honor would mean that you're sticking to an agreement is kind of what it's going to boil down to for that. Let's do our little word cloud because this helps things. So dishonorable. This is base word is. Let's take that back down a little bit to a smaller font. No, not 15. 5. I think that's what I was using. I was using 2. Onk is the base, meaning honorable. Or honor. That's an R, not just a stick. So Onk means honor, which is why Onkish means dishonorable, meaning lacking honor. Honor, it's going to be like, it's like true to an agreement. True to an agreement. Respectable. Respectable, reliable. Boy, is that English? Which language am I writing in now? I don't think it has the idea of rarity in it. I think that's not what they're going to be going for with that word, because they don't want it to be rare. It's a virtue, so they want it to be more accessible than making it a rare thing. So I don't think that this construct is going to be included in it. We could see deep involved here, though. But more likely the container, right? How this is ruler being containing a pure essence, right? And really that's pretty good. It's you know what? It should be probably based off of this configuration, but putting something inside of there. Yeah, that's an interesting idea to do that. Boy, this is so bad. That's just so bad. I need a better thing for city, for Tish. It's just so bad. Do we put... See, this term for justice that we're using, which we're not actually using for justice, we're using it for... Oops. For true. For Vober. This is actually Vober, not justice. We did lock that in. So this is actually Vober, which is truth and like plain dealing. So I think this is something that's much closer to it, right? Need to make a little separation there. So, I mean, that means you could go input Vober. So, Vinir Vobrin. Oh, yeah, I already did that. That would be Vinir Vobrin. That's a Vinir Vobrin there. I mean, I'm right. Once again, handwriting is terrible, but this would be Vinir Vobrin using the very simple construct for the endings that we're thinking about. We're still toying with the long lines underneath, meaning R, SH, N, and then V. You know, I think that works. Hold on. See, I don't have the benefit of lined paper. Now that's my own problem, but I see the one underneath works and the one on top works. I just don't know that the one on the side is always what I'm needing. I don't know if that works. I don't know if that works aesthetically, and to a certain degree, like aesthetics can only take you so far, right? It also has to make a coherent, cogent sense when it comes to a language system. Like, do I shrink? Am I supposed to shrink these down in this case? Probably so. Like, that doesn't need to be. There's a certain point where. You know what I should do here. Alright, bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second. We're gonna do a little bit. Alright? Wow, that's terrible. Why are you doing that to me? Something's going wrong here. There we go. That's better. Ah, I see. I think that looks good. Okay. Oops. Oops. Ooh. Drop my little thing. Call it template. Make it more like 96. Export it out. And then we're good to go in here. And Gobblin artwork, Ungol template. Boom, boom. Okay. Oh, come on. Alright, one more time. We'll get this to work. There's probably a way to do this in this app, like putting on a grid or something. But I haven't done it yet, so it's just like select the contents, we'll copy it. Come back in here. It could just be so small that I don't see it, because this is a big page that we've got on here. Nope, I don't see it in here yet. Okay. Separate way to do this is here. Okay, layer 1, photo painting. Use open image? No. Browse. There it is. Alright, that works. It's gonna work. Alright, we'll move this underneath the worksheet. What is it? K? No, not K. H? No, not H. It's not the grabber, it's the mover. This. Yeah. Alright, let's move this over here and drop its opacity down a good bit. Okay. Alright, this will help us practice some. Whoop, 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 whoop. Wrong one. Here we are. And I get off soft cloner. Go back to mechanical pencil. Stop. I'm using this. Okay. All right. So. Whoops. What happened? This is what's happening. Take that off. There we go. I mean, it's not helping a ton, but it's going to help with scale is what it's going to help with. Right? So. And actually, I'm going to zoom out a little bit to help my hand be the proper scale. Oh. Right? So that would be... Oh, that last line was bad. That would be one. But then we can also make it a little smaller. And do our... Does it actually take place on the lines? Is that what we're doing? No, it goes inside. It goes inside of the lines. Right? It's going to go inside of the lines. But not that one. That tick is going to touch the outside line. Yeah. No, that looks bad. I mean, that's the executed idea, right? It's the executed idea, but I don't think it's a good one. Again, this aesthetically works more than the one to the side. So, I mean, we could just like, you know, say that if it's pointed in, it's one thing. If it's pointed out, it's another, right? Like this is... If this is veneer, right? If that's veneer, which like it looks like a guy flexing now, then this is Vaubrish. No, Vinish, which would mean not a ruler, right? It would be someone lacking power and resolve and all of that. And then if you do, maybe this makes it the verb if it's on top. And then depending on, same, like if it's in, then if it's this, that's Vobrin, no, Venin, meaning to rule. And then if it's not only to rule, but to like successfully rule. Because the idea is that it's completed if it's so like you are one doing the rule. It's failure. It's not necessarily a negation. It's like it was attempted and failed. That last one. Oh, too many. And yes, at this point I don't have any like temporal words to use. How long have we been going? Oh, an hour already. Good. So good. Those little ticks work much better than the sideline. And I think I need to maintain the sideline as a vacant place for more prepositional issues anyways. This would also leave room for an eon in there. So if you did like this, if you did this, that's going to be like Venerion. So like the greatest of rulers. And I think that looks nice. And then the inverse would obviously be, it's still an eon ending, but instead it's this. Right? And then if it were to fail, like to do it. this is to fail, right? Yeah, this is to rule. So it looks like a little guy with a hat on or something, but that's not what it would be at all. It can maybe it's like a dunce cap, so maybe it does work. And then like interesting. But those all look good. I like those. So I guess are we just gonna like lock that in then? For those? For our endings? I kind of want to just lock them in. So our endings equal symbol underscore pointing towards the sorry, that's the N. The N ending. And remember, if you like the music that you're hearing, it's just our playlist for D&D stuff. So it's all royalty. Well, it may or may not be royalty free in the future, but if it isn't royalty free, it is royalty free because it's free to me because I made it all. So just get over it, I guess. Okay, so I think we actually have that settled, which is a very important thing to have settled in all of this, because if without like sort of that base building block, then it's going to be hard to move forward anyways. Now I've only tried it out with one, so it could fail with others. Let's see, which other ones do we have here? Omvarog doesn't have one. Laurier Vobrin, we can make that with the updated one, right? So terrible, terrible. Dude, make it right. I'm gonna zoom out a little. Maybe that's what it is. My fine motor skills aren't that nice. Nope, it isn't my fine motor skills. It's my general motor skills. There we go. That's gonna be... Oh. Also, I have an undo button. I don't need to just erase everything. So for that, then, I think it'd actually do this, right? And it would like combine. Because why make a second line there? And then if there is a break, then you know it's not lore ear, it's lore iv, meaning that they didn't speak. So what? We're doing... Nope. Don't go all the way through. You gotta stop. Nope, you gotta stop. Stop at the line. So probably, instead, you're gonna do this. Which is a strange stroke to make, because these are outward strokes, and that one's gonna be an inward stroke. And then... Wait. That's not lower ear. That's lower in. Which is not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. We're doing lower ear. So that means these would all stay the same. And it would be this instead. Just trying to see how I feel about that. And then... These center lines are causing a quandary. They are causing a quandary indeed. I mean, for this one in particular, probably the answer is that actually these should be higher. Right? We should have started it up here. And then we would have had plenty of room to do our little doodly-doo down here. I think the issue becomes that you're just going to have basically like a line of like these all across a page almost. Right? But maybe that's useful because it sort of allows you, it sort of assists you in like aligning everything. But the idea behind the language system is that they're going to have like this behind the page, essentially. Like this grid mark would actually be behind the page. So they wouldn't need the assistance. But if you're free writing, it's obviously harder to do that. So, and then there's also, you also have to remember the diacritics, right? The diacritics are going to go around the outside of these, depending on what it is. Like that's, oh, yeah. And this is Lori or Vobrin, so like it gets a mark between the two, the little hash, so that they do work. And maybe actually squeeze them together some. It's just that there's like so many. I mean, it's good that it's sort of good that I'm having the problem because it allows having a variety of symbols already that are a coherent mixture of symbols, like the ones we have, I think, fit together as a language system. They look referent to one another. Oh no, this breaks my rule. Book breaks my rule. Alright, it's gotta be this instead, right? Yeah. That's a bummer. I like that. And that makes Nibdrum's deck box inaccurate at this point. Still not 1,000% sold on Lauren here. Which would be... Alright, which was what we decided this would be. Look, it's like a Christmas tree now. Part of the reason why I don't like it. scintillating right now. Can you hear the gears churning? I can't. See, these are all, well, I mean, they're all the same assemble. That's why they'll look coherent. But this silly one here, that's going away. That one, I keep looking at it and I keep thinking it doesn't quite work. See, like, look how complicated this is. And then underneath all that, you're going to do this, right? Like, I don't know that the stick works. The line, I think, can work. It's the stick part that I'm struggling with. Okay, back to, oh, that's why I'm trying to do this, because like Ankish, I have to figure out what that looks like to make Ankh invert the Ankh, right? So like the truth is part of this honorable portion. So like you, it's not ruling though. The Ankh, the idea of the Ankh is going to be, do we put truth in the hand, which is part of the transaction, right? So do we do it like this? We say that Ankh is something like this. Or is that too much? Do we maybe do it like this instead? No. We dropped... No, we didn't drop it. Why not? This just look like it's some sort of flag or something. See, but then this looks like it's going to be combined to something else. Anybody already watch episode 8? Also known as Alum. Halet. Alum, which we don't have yet. It's sun. And then weapon slash hammer. That's 2 M's obviously there. That's his nickname. Tuktatum. Individual from far. We already have Tomb. Tombso. So, did I come up with what looks like? I don't believe so. Don't believe so. Did we just get back-to-back tracks of the same music? Did you just get like Undine and Undine Marimba back-to-back? I don't know. I was only sort of paying attention. I think this is a little complicated. I think this is a little complicated of a symbol. And I don't know that it is justified. I feel like I'm just using the puzzle pieces that I have rather than the puzzle pieces that would be correct. You know? Sorry, I'm just looking at buy and sell and thinking about the hands that I decided to use. I'm using that's the right hand, but then that's also the right hand. But why would this, either way you're supposed to be coming in with, because you're, okay, because the sell is like your handshake, whereas the buy is your hand is out. Sure, let's go with that. Minor logic there. Can we actually move the music up a bit in the mix? Paper moving. I think that'll be enough. Now, Torbit, I really don't think we have the base word for at all. Because if it's going to be, like, corrupted, then I have to, like, it's created. Like a creation. But it's bad. I don't have anything for bad. I have, like, the amplifier, which doesn't technically denote good or bad. It's just an amplifier. So it could be used for really anything. I mean, it could make things say like the worst that there is. It's just an amplifier. It's not. It's yeah. It's like in est, right? The grossest. It's an amplifier. It could be used for both good and bad things, but we just have the good for it. So, I mean, but I don't even have a word for bad. We didn't even come up with the word for old yet. And old's not bad, it's just what we're using. Did we come up with dole? Hold on. No, we didn't. Didn't ever come up with dole either. For strong. We should probably come up with something for dole. Dole. What are we gonna do with dole? See, that's why I don't turn it up, because that's obviously way too loud now in the mix. It's just that one track was too loud, too soft. Should have done a better job normalizing the audio. Dole, strong. So I think at one point I did have it be something like this. So that it would kind of look like a rope. Which I don't mind as a concept for strength, that a braided rope is stronger than a single rope, right? It creeps a little bit onto like directly biblical reference, you know. And I try to keep all bits of lore for Ungol abstracted away from actual worldly references, like reality-based references, I should say. So that's why I don't. Everything's got a different name. But I need something better than that cumbersome. Like, look at this. This is. Maybe you like do it. But then that just looks like a mad person, right? I'm angry. So I don't really like that. I mean, you can't break the rule of no curves. I'm just trying to think about what a braided rope even looks like. I mean, why not just pull up a reference material, right? Not a braided rope dog toy. Why did it default that? I don't have a dog. I close on images, right? Yeah. Why is it showing me all, like, here we are. Okay. that way. I mean, that's it's a herringbone pattern, right? So it's like... So we simplify it down from this into something better, because I don't like how that looks. It's much too complicated to be used as a single word. So what do we do instead? Braided rope. I need more room. Dole word cloud time. Not word cloud, but like iterations. So, see, but this just like doesn't even look like something from their language. Stop. You iterate. You don't erase. Stop erasing so quickly. It helps also if you're a good drawer, which I cannot consider myself. Look at that. Wow, isn't that amazing? I can do a treble clef pretty well. Sort of. Hey, treble clef, look at that. Hooray, treble clef. Hooray, bass clef. I guess that's sort of you have to have your 5 lines out there to know where it is. I don't think that even is one. Oh, careful, you're getting close to things you don't want to look like there for a second. All right. Lock in. Dole, strong, braided rope. You could say it's like there's metal that is strong, but I feel like I don't want to use too much metal. Stone is strong. Like, what even is that? It's something hanging from a rope is what the idea kind of is, but it's dumb. I don't like it. Okay. can take a step back here. Maybe it's an animal referent, right? Now, the problem with the Ungol is that, like the typical pack animals from most of... Oh, I guess I never really specified what the pack animals were for the Ungol. Like the Moser are obviously Kistonic, or from the Kistone, or Kistonian. The Fisnalis is of the Charon. There's the Pick and Porp Bolsp of the Febleson, not utilized, mind you, but still they are a pack animal from their region. And then there's the Ungol. Hold on, let me pull up this list. Let me pull up this list and see if I've already established an animal that lives like, cause like there's goats, but I don't know if I want goats. I feel like that's too direct, like mountain goats, mountain guys, doing all whatever. Woo. I'm over here looking at fun stuff that you guys can't see. You're not allowed to see it. Alright, let's see. I mean, there's the Malagir Mokograla Akor. Mokograla Akor. Which I probably should rename. Now, the Delver. Trabcor Malagir Ekor. Malagir being... Malig being to eat. Malig. Kragrir Valrul. What is this guy? Shekorkion Fular. What? Folar. Oh, I totally forgot about that. There is a diminutive, but it's not pronounced, it's only written. Which is super silly of me. It's, yeah. Oh, I did give him one. Gribomir doll. I totally forgot about the Gribomir doll. And Dole, it's got the name Dole right in it. Totally forgot about these guys. Yeah. They're, yaks. They're basically just yaks. That's what they are. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we could use that as our basis for this. So what, like yak heads, or kind of like cow heads. And we could take it the route that good old... You recognize this guy, right? Letter A? Originating in Aleph. which we think from Proto-Indo-European and oh, what was that? I think it originally came from something like this, which was, look at that. Huh? Get it? You get it? So we could do something similar here. Oh, it's cheating though. That's cheating. Not if they make their horns different. What if they have like serrated knife horns? Whatever. We'll leave the little cow in here. Don't like that. Maybe their heads are broader, right? They got like downward facing. They got like sort of like that. Oh, what are they? The Tuscan Raider things, right? They've got horns that curve down on the side of their head, right? They got like that big old body. They got that big old body, and then they got the horns that go like this. So maybe that's what these guys kind of have, which would allow them to have like a big old snout. Nope, you can't do that. But like, I think we're getting closer. Nope, that's a wrong. I don't like that first stroke.
tooth. Look at me, I'm a tooth. I live in your head and I make you eat food. Hi, Mr. Tooth.
That's too wide. So, narrow it up a little. Nope, that's too narrow. I think if I do this, though, it's like too... Alright, let's draw the shape of the head that I'm actually thinking, right? Yeah, let's draw a worse shape than you've drawn in like the past 5 minutes. Let's do that instead. But like I said, I can't really... I'm not a very good drawer, so... That looks like a bug. Ears and horns and tusks. It's a walrus cow. I'm gonna need a new worksheet after today. Obviously, the most important thing to do is give him a top hat and monocle. And Mickey Mouse gloves. And clown shoes. There he is. Mr. Tooth. Mr. Tooth, I presume. Uh-oh. Are we getting there? Is this gonna be it? Hold on. Oh, wrong side. This is probably like the most entertaining thing that we've ever done at this point. Watching me just do the same thing, maybe slightly differently, like 20 times. If you're jumping in right now, then this probably looks like a crazy man. Something a true lunatic would be doing. And I don't know that you're wrong. It certainly takes a good amount of poor time management, at the very least. Is this the best use of my time? Probably not. I probably could be doing something better. I was going to work on some of those background videos for a moment. But then I didn't do it. I decided to come in here and be with all, I don't know, 12 of you who have come in here at some point. I feel like we're almost there, though. I think that's as close as I've come. I mean, because, like, look, oh, look, it's a cow. See? Cows don't have ears like that. Their ears are like this. My internet is a little bit slow today, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Oh. Well, it didn't change my speeds at all. Alright. Oh, that's right. Oops! No! Go back! Okay. Okay, but yaks, that's a cow. That's not a yak. Yaks have bangs. Oh no, we're back to it. Oh no. It's just we're back to it but different. Instead of it being instead of it being ba 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 bow, ba 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 bow bow, it's bow 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 bow. Anyway, give him bangs and a nose and a brain. Okay. We can work with that though. What if it's like, so if we start with horns, that's too much. That's doing too much. We're halfway through like a guy. See, can't give him a big old belt of money and legs. And a beard. Now it's a beak. Because he's actually a birdman. And these are feathers. And now it's a crocodile. Alright, well, that doesn't need to exist. Let's get that out of here. Good. We got that out of there. I don't know. This may just be a dead end for this one. I mean, we got to here, but I don't know that I like it though. Because now we're starting off with that square again. And we got back to the harpsichord. I'm like, why am I so irritated? It's because I'm actually gonna go ahead and take it out of this playlist because I'm tired of hearing it in here. Remove from playlist. Get out of here. You have your place, but it is not in my ears at the moment. And that goes for regular piano. Romantic chaconne, you can stay. Romantic is in the romantic era, obviously. There's no romance involved. Mr. Tooth can stay. Weird bird alligator superhero cannot with a big old belt. Okay, what if we take it and flip it, right? I mean, it's still just a square with that. Hold on. Okay. I don't know, maybe. You're welcome for turning it off that time. I'm out of beverage. How long do you think I've been working on this one symbol? Because I think it's been... I mean, we can know. We can go back and look at it. Because we're talking about the... It's probably been 30 minutes. Just talking about this one thing. Because I started talking about the rope idea. The braided rope being strong. Couldn't fall. Couldn't figure out how that would work best as a visual medium. So I went to using A as an example, making it into the strength using the Gribomir doll, which is like a yak that lives underground. And now I'm drawing cow heads, sort of. Simplified cow heads. And I don't know if it's coming across very well. What if I think about like the traditional, like... I mean, that's just turning back into A. This is literally what turned in. It's Etruscan B, I think. No, that's not right. We haven't deciphered that one. I think it's Cretan. Maybe Crete. Oh, some sort of ancient Minoan. I don't know. Give him a nose. Look at his nose. Ah, that's it. I got it. It's right there. Desire. Lacking. Want. Desire. That's what that word says. Doesn't that read lacking? See it? Oh, not this again. We don't know what that says. That says justice. I don't know. I think 2 hours might be enough for today. Did we make any progress? And we got closer to getting Torbjörn Ankish done. We settled on Vober. Whoa, too far. We worked on this a little bit. We figured out what this is. The size of the coins are going to be. 1.25 inches. We should be trying to do something concrete though, right? Try to get something concrete in. Because I don't think anything has actually been created today. We've made some progress on these cow heads here. But I don't think any of them look that good. Let's give it a few more minutes. Maybe I can come up with something. Alright, taper. Maybe just do like regular horns. Very puzzly music going on right now in the background. Maybe it'll help the brain be better. Now it's just a cat or a mouse or something. And now there's a person inside. There's a Cyclops kitty mouse. I don't want to frighten the children. See, I think this is too hard to do. Maybe it's just me. I moved the background a little bit to make it look better for you all. Are you all appreciating it? Go watch episode 8 of Ungol in Oblivion on Now. Stream it now. Watch the full video on upandoutshow.substack.com. upandoutshow.substack.com. linto dolce. Il linto dolce. No curves. It's obviously a crabby now. Look at the crabby. Crabby! I think when I'm starting to draw crabs and birds and truly random nonsense, it is probably time to call it a day. Listen, if you guys are interested in watching me model, sure, go ahead and drop a comment and we'll do the next one in Blender. I mean, I don't know how much commentary. It may give me time to like respond to chat if anybody were chatting, but the volcano cannot stay. I'm sorry to say. No volcano can stay. And see, this is why I didn't do doll to begin with. Because I can't find something satisfactory for it. Satisfactory. 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 Good even. Also good even. Also good. Good. Yes, like and subscribe even. But Dole remains a thorn in my side. The closest we have is this monstrous abomination, which looks like a man wearing a diaper. A big old fat man wearing a diaper. Just do this, and now he wears a diaper. Which is not any good for a symbol. Not any good for a language. It's truly a deplorable state of being in which to reside. So, maybe I should try to do better. But I can only do so much. One last shot at it. And now it's a potted plant. Hooray. I think we gotta go. I think it's time. When I truly am at my wit's end. Do we do that, or do we switch gears and just go to a different one? Oh, do we dare attempt Tish? City, many individuals, not this garbage heap that resides on the page still. Now, we used to have something for this, which was like It was like a full-on person's body. But that's a silly thing to do. Like in Japanese, it's like, this is like the concept. It's just like, yay, hello. And you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. But what do you do for this instead? So I gave them like a beard as the base. And then gave them broad shoulders. And then said there's some legs and there's some arms. And I think I said that this was it. Something like that. Oh. Well, now hold on. I don't think that's actually half bad. I mean, it's a man doing the splits, so I don't know if that exactly works. And I think that's 2 on the nose. Hold on. But it's got to come up there, right? So, hold on. Hold on. Boo, boo, boo. Give him eyebrows. I mean, they do have big beards. It's like canon big beards, big beards, but and if they're ladies, they got big hair. So, but that looks dumb. Also, no curves. You know the rules. No curves. You know the rules. No curves. I feel like this one's a lot, this session today is, I'm talking a lot less. Not a lot less, but certainly less. Maybe it's better for the whole studying convention that we were talking about. You can watch it and study as I do nonsense. And maybe I'll start talking in my more mellifluous voice. And that was Marimba Rondo. Alright, we're calling it. We're gonna do the traditional banger to end the show. What's the banger for today? I think last time we did like homestead breakfast or something, or maybe a calm morning mizzle. Let's do classic versus Kikole. Here it comes. To end the show. To end the show at full volume. Curses, I think I was starting to get into a little bit of a flow there when that one was going. I kind of want to just put on another one instead. No, not the same thing for Celeste. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this, huh? See if we can get a little bit more out of here. we actually powered through there. And by powered through, I think we mean just like spent 40 minutes dissecting and reducing down what it meant to be a cow, what it meant to be a yak. And I'm almost wondering, because we're still... this symbol works. I think we actually got Dole. I like it. And if you weren't here for the whole saga, that is based off of the head of a Gribomir Dole. Let's lock it in. We need to make this appropriate sized. Suddenly, we're almost at 3 hours. I may tweak that, but I'm overall pleased with the shape. Now, I can't say that averaging one symbol every 3 hours is a... What would you say? A reasonable pace. It's not a maintainable pace. It's not a feasible pace. There's very little about it that is even acceptable, I would say. But 'twas a struggle, but a struggle that was overcome in the end. Did we start out trying to get Gribomir Dole? I mean, get Dole done? No. But we've done it nonetheless. Oh, this is actually now incorrect, right? So... Wait, did I do this backwards again? Veneer is... I did do it backwards again. Sayonara. Another night, we will pick it back up. Bye. Watch episode 8. It's out now. Hop on over to the channel, watch that, and get ready for DM Debrief coming out this Friday. We're starting with Wyatt Fisveneer, Mr. Rumbly Tumbly.